All of a sudden, Africans have suddenly forgotten about what these Europeans did in their continent and how they invaded Africa and destroyed our ancestors and enslaved them for 400 years. All of a sudden, because these Europeans are now killing so-called Muslims in Palestine. And so, since we hate Muslims so much, we will support the Europeans in killing them, forgotten what these Europeans has actually done to our ancestors. Let's take each other back to history for a bit and let our brothers and sisters know what these people are capable of doing to us and what they've done to our ancestors before. We are people of humanity. You need to be a human being to support these Palestinians. We've seen apartheid. We've seen colonization. We've seen people fighting us on many occasions and on many grounds before. Just yesterday, Tuesday, May 8th, 1945, while the world was celebrating the downfall of Adolf Hitler due to his tyrannical and his evil leadership, some part of Africa was in absolutely mess under the reign of these Europeans. And it is not surprised to see Africans in support of these Europeans, because Europeans back then represented Christianity. They were the Christians. That is the fact, whether you like it or yes, that is the truth. This European Christians army, especially the French side, invaded Algeria. And while the world was celebrating the downfall of Adolf Hitler, who killed 6 million Jews, and while the world was celebrating the downfall of Adolf Hitler, who killed 6 million European Jews, and 5 million prisoners of war, who took 5 million prisoners of war, some part of Africa, Algeria, to be precise with you, were being massacred by the French troops. 45,000 people were killed by the French army just because they refused to be colonized, they refused to be ruled, they refused to allow the French to control them. And so they killed 45,000 people and they took away 24 skulls, if I'm having the figures correct, 24 skulls. And this skulls was not returned until recently, 2022, 3 years ago, June 26th, was when the skull was returned to Algeria. Africans have suddenly forgotten these people. They tried this before, when they invaded us in Algeria. Similarly, isn't it funny enough to see black people in support of apartheid and colonization and killing of innocent people and babies, forgetting what the British did to the Aborigines in Australia and New Zealand? They used chemicals to kill your ancestors. Diseases were injected into their system, into their food, and they died in numbers. And then they invaded with wars, gunshot and guns. And lot of people were killed. These Aborigine people were inhabited in Australia and also other places. They were killed around 18th century, around 1788. We've not forgotten this. How do we forget this? And there is a letter which was written by Henry Merrick to his family in England around 1846, and I quote it for you. It says, "The blacks are very quiet here now, poor wretches. No wild beast of the forest was ever hunted down with such unsparing perseverance as they are. Men, women, and children are shot whenever they can be met with. They shot our men, women, and children. I have protested against it at every station. I have been in Gippsland, in the strongest language, but these things are kept very secret, as the penalty would certainly be hanging." If you protest and you are caught, the penalty was hanging. This was what they did to our black people, the Aborigines in Australia, same Europeans, and they took away the land They took away the land from them. Today, Algeria is full of white people. There are no more blacks over there. How about America? How about America? How was America conquered? they chased the Indians. They chased the Indians from the land, and from it they created Canada and other places out of the land when they conquered those places. And similar history is what they want to do to the Philistines. This is why we and us, we will never accept this. Yes, they can keep on doing, but some of us will keep on talking. At least heaven bears us witness that we never kept quiet. In Islamic rulings, when something is going on wayward, you either correct with your hand. If you can't, you talk against it. If you can't, you curse it in your heart. We will talk against it. Again, how did the British, the Europeans and British, or Britain, conquer South Africa in the Transvaal War? Have you forgotten? During the Transvaal War, these Europeans tried to steal away the land of our African ancestors in South Africa from them. And guess what? Over 100,000 Boer civilians were mostly women and children. And all of these people were moved. They were forcibly moved to relocate into concentration camps. And in this battle, 26,000 people died when they were moved. Out of this 100,000 people, 26,000 people died because of starvation and diseases which were injected onto them, and a severe hunger that the people were facing. They tried to steal away the land. Luckily, early 20th century, we fought for our rights and we got our independence. And until date, we are still fighting for our economic independence in South Africa. And you expect me, a real native born of Africa, to support these Europeans, looking at what they've done to us before in South Africa, in Algeria, also in many places, in Ghana. If you have ever been to our slave camps and slave centers, if you've ever been there before, you wouldn't expect me to support these Europeans to do to what they've done to my ancestors before. No, we won't accept this. They can twist and turn messages around. They can be using this Arabian hypocrite. Let's look at this video from this Arabian hypocrite.
Israel is 3,000 years old, 75 years young. And this is not coming from a Jew, but from a proud Muslim. The prophets of God whom I believe in were Israelites. A significant number of these prophets disseminated their teachings in the land of Canaan, a land which Joshua bin Nun later renamed Israel. And then King David proclaimed Jerusalem as the nation's capital. Yes, Mia, it wasn't Donald J. Trump, it was King David. Even Jesus of Nazareth, Mia, called the land Israel in the Gospel of Matthew. The Roman Emperor Hadrian expelled Jews from Israel, erasing the name Judea. He supplanted it with the Roman Latin term Syria Palestina, which evolved into Palestine. Similarly, the city of Shechem was changed to Neapolis or Nablus, which means in Roman Latin, new city or new place. The Jewish people, dear Mia, are not foreign colonialists in the land of Israel. I wish you to inform your audience that Israelis and Palestinians ought to coexist peacefully, and that peace is the only way, not marring history or disseminating falsehood.
It is not surprising at all seeing these Arabs being talking against Palestinians and talking against the Muslims and granting interviews here and there in the name of trying to seduce history. It is not surprising at all. The Quran has already told us about these hypocrite Arabs. Al-Arabu ashaddu kufran wa nifaqa. The desert Arabs are the most steeped in disbelief and hypocrisy. Wa ajdaru Allah ya'lamu hududa ma anzalallahu ala rasulihi, and the most likely to ignore the limits that Allah revealed to his messenger. Wallahu alimun hakim. Allah is knowing and wise. We know them. We know that among the disbelievers, the most dangerous one are the hypocrites and the traitors. And this character are mostly suitable to the hypocrite Arabs. If Arab wants to sell out and betray you, he will betray you, talk against you, lie against you, and be swearing as if he's telling you the truth. This is what some of these hypocrite Arabs are, and the Quran has already told us about them. So we're not surprised about what this Arab man is saying, but let's watch this video. Historically, he's about to be disproved now.
Found World Atlas, okay, was made in 1926. Where is it? And 1926 dated, right here. And if you open it and look for the country of Palestine here, it was in 33. Or Israel in 1926. What is it right here? Oh, it's Palestine. I'm sorry, it's not Israel. 1926. Palestine.
As you can see, early 20th century World Atlas, and there is no Israel in the map. What is happening to this guy? When we say country, it differs from nation, and it differs from city, it differs from anywhere. Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Quran never gave them any land. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them, they rejected it. Same Europeans came to our continent, Mother Africa, where we were united, and they out of their own authority, disunited us and divided us into nations and countries, made borders and boundaries around us, so much that and created regions between us, so much that if I'm in Central region and I go to Greater Accra, I'm seen as a stranger. And if a Greater Accra man goes to Ashanti region, he's seen as a stranger. And the one living in the Western region goes to other region and is seen as a stranger. When you are from northern south of Nigeria, you go to western western side of Nigeria, you are seen as a stranger. You are in the southern part of Ghana, you go to the western part of Ghana, you are seen as a stranger. And when you cross Ghana and Togo border, just a close people, same people, you will see a Voltarian and a Togolese. They are from one same family. A Voltarian will cross the border to go to Togo and is seen as a stranger, and similarly the same. They caused division among us, segregated us, brought confusion among us, enslaved us, killed us, massacred us, did all what they want with us. And today we've seen black people seriously in support of these evil people, and they want us to keep quiet and enjoy what they are doing to the innocent Palestine, what they did to us. We will say the truth. It doesn't matter whether it will take our lives. We must say the truth the way it is, and we don't care what you feel or what you think. You can keep on supporting Israel, keep on supporting whatever. We love Israel. We love Jews who aren't Zionists. We love them. They are good people. They are people practicing their religion. They are peaceful. They've done demonstrations against this apartheid and this occupant. We don't support it, and they don't also support it. But we are against the Zionism, and we are not in support of it. The real Jews, in the natural sense, are not even white people. They are black people. You can read Song of Solomon chapter 1 verse number 5 to 6. You can read Job chapter number 30 verse 30. You see these people are black people. And so if Solomon is black, David is black, Mary was black, all this genealogy of Christ were black people, and so was Jesus Christ alayhi salatu wasalam. In Revelation 1 verse 13 to 15, he was black, and so was Adam. So these white people who invaded that land, will tell you, and we will continue to tell you, these are Europeans from Ukraine, from Poland, from Germany, from name those places where they were brought there as refugees to stay there, and they were welcomed, and they gave them shelter. But what happened in the latter part? What happened? Because Jacob was a black man, he was a black man. You can see when they were born with Esau, he was a black man. Jacob was a black man, and so he gave birth to the Jews who were black people, because the 12 sons of Jacob were called the Israelites. You understand? So they were black people. So this is fact, and it is in your books. Where from these white Europeans? You should be asking yourself this. You can come and occupy someone's land and tomorrow begin to kill the person. What do you mean? Where is your humanity? Where is the humanity of people today? Where is the conscience of people? Where is the humanity? Where is the conscience? Where is the sympathy? Where is the zeal to defend? Where is the truth in person today? Truth has finished. Sympathy has finished. Help has finished. Today, if you want to help someone, you need to be extra careful. Because the person you're helping today, the person you're feeding today, when they are satisfied, will turn around to hunt you and kill you and take away your bread and butter from your mouth. And this is exactly what these European Jews are doing. The Quran says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah number 20 to 21, or we will go to 26 if time permits us. The Quran says, وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَىٰ لِقَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِ اذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ جَعَلَ فِيكُمْ أَنْبِيَاءَ. Remember when Moses said to his people, "Oh my people, remember Allah's blessings upon you when he placed prophets among you. وَجَعَلَكُمْ مُلُوكًا." And what did he do? And made you kings. وَأَتَاكُمْ. And then he gave you مَا لَمْ يُؤْتِ أَحَدًا مِنَ الْعَالَمِينَ. He gave you what he never gave any other people. Talking about the miracles and others Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to the Israelites, or he has done through the Israelites. In verse 21 he says, Ya Qawmi, Moses said to the people, Ya Qawmi, oh my people, Idkhulul arda muqaddasa. Oh people, enter the holy land. The land was already holy, and which people were there already, we shall see. Allati kataballahu lakum. This land Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assigned or written for you. For example, Allah Azza wa Jalla has already written in his Lawhil Mahfuz that I, UT Dawa, will go to America. And so if I am able to go to America and stay in America, does it mean the country America belongs to me? No. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assigned me to go and stay in America, and I've been in America, doesn't mean that the land belongs to me. It is two different things. Get this. وَلَا تَرْتَادُوا عَلَىٰ أَدْبَارِكُمْ فَتَنْقَلِبُوا خَاسِرِينَ. And it says that, and do not turn back lest you return as losers. In other words, do not go back to idolatry. Do not go back to Pharaoh and his people, else you become losers. Qalu ya Musa, and they said to Moses, Inna fiha qawman jabbarina. There are tyrannical people in it. Wa inna lan nadkhulaha hatta yakhruju minha fa in yakhruju minha fa inna dakhilun. We will not enter it until they leave it. If they leave it, we will be entering. So there were people living there, and just a piece of land was allocated for them to go and stay. They did not give them any country. They didn't give them any country. Just a piece of land was what was allocated to them. Did they even accept this? Let's continue. Qal rajulani. And two men from the people of Israel said, من الذين يخافون أنعم الله عليهما ادخلوا عليهم الباب فإذا دخلتموه فإنكم غالبون. These two men said, and these two men are whom Allah had blessed with fear, taqwa. They are people who fear Allah. They said, go at them by the gate, and when you have entered it, you will prevail. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. And put your trust in Allah if you are believers. Now, and these people said, قَالُوا يَا مُوسَى إِنَّا لَن نَدْخُلَهَا أَبَدًا مَا دَامُوا فِيهَا فَاذْهَبْ أَنْتَ وَرَبُّكَ فَقَاتِلَا إِنَّهَا هُنَا قَائِدُونَ. They said, oh Moses, we will not enter it ever, as long as they are in it. So go ahead, you and your Lord, and fight. We are staying right here. So over here, they spoke nonsense to Allah Azza wa Jalla and Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, expecting Allah to go and fight that land for them. Qala Rabbi, there Moses made a dua. Qala Rabbi, inni la amliku illa nafsi wa akhi. He said, my Lord, I have control only over myself and my brother. Fafruq baynana wa bayna al-qawm al-fasikin. So separate between us and between the wicked people. So over here it's a dua, straight. He's making a request to Allah. Verse 26 says, قال فإنها محرمة عليهم. This is full stop. So he said, it is forbidden for them for 40 years. This is full stop. So 40 years Allah Azza wa Jalla forbid them from entering the land. And there is no ayah that said later on he told them to enter. No. Yatihuna fil ardi. They will wander aimlessly in the land as well. They will be aimless people. فَلَا تَأَسَ عَلَى الْقَوْمِ الْفَاسِقِينَ. So do not grieve over the deviant people when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's anger comes upon them. So their land was, a piece of land was given to them. They rejected and said nonsense to Allah Azza wa Jalla. And Allah Azza wa Jalla's anger and its wrath visited them. So the land wasn't given to them at all. There was no piece of land given to them. And let's see, does the Bible say that the land was given to Israelites? Does the Bible say so? In Matthew chapter number 21, verse number 42 to 43 will tell us what is about to happen now. Jesus said unto them, did ye never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected? The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in your eyes. Over here, Christ was telling this Israelite of their evil deeds and telling them what will happen to them. And he said, therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken away from you. The Holy Land will be taken away from you and given to a nation bringing forth fruit thereof. The Holy Land will be taken away from you and will be given to a nation, the Muslims, in which it will bear fruit for them. God gave them the Holy Land according to the Bible. The Quran doesn't say so. God gave them and they rejected. And now the Bible is also telling us that Christ said the Holy Land will be taken away from them and it shall be given to another nation, which is the Muslims or the Arabs, who originally owned that land. And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but whomever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. Islam tells us that soon, the next Salahuddin will come. Soon, we are expecting the Mahdi. And all this will come to an end. Wait and see. So Christ has told them that the kingdom of heaven has been taken away from them. Is Christ truthful or he is not? Unless Christians are telling us that Christ was a liar. So if they believe in this verse, then no land was given to these Europeans. Now, so these Europeans only came around 1945. They only came around 1945, and when they came as refugees. They came as refugees, living in the land as if anyway. These people were welcomed by the Philistines as refugees. They gave them food, they gave them water, they sheltered them, they lived with them peacefully, lovely, and also in harmony. But what is happening today? Today they are paying them back with evil. They are paying them back with atrocities, like they did to Algeria, like they did to America, to the native Indians in America, like they did to the Aborigines in New Zealand, and also in Australia, like they did to the Algerians, and like they've been doing to Africans, like what they did to the Tunisians, and like what they did to the entire world. Some of us will continue to tell you the truth. You will hate us, and you hate us for nothing. You will hate us for nothing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Don't forget to support us. We are building our own studio and we're working on owning our own studio where we'll be having a perfect platform, be inviting ulama who are deep in knowledge of Islam, knowledge of history, to come on board to teach us Islam. May Allah bless you, may Allah reward you for supporting us. The number is +23353349647. That's it on the screen on the corner. +23353349647. It's an MTN network. Donate so that we can be able to build our studio. Inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Explore the world with Emiran Traveling and Tours. For your passport, for your visa, for your birth cert, for your ticket, everything booked. JJ. My brother, Canada, USA, Japan, Europe, Dubai, UAE, Arab Gulf, and him fana hobeko. Contact Emiran Traveling and Tours 054 653 7630. 054 653 7630. Our WhatsApp and then normal call. Your office, our tema. Contact them and talk to them, inshallah.